I think it's femininely badass as because there's not a single muscle on my body that isn't for a purpose, because I'm not a do-nothing bitch.
First and only UFC female champion Ronda Rousey didn't get where she is today overnight. The mixed martial artist and total badass is unrivaled in the ring.
Ronda wants to make it happen quickly. There's the arm. It is all over!
And her fierce, no apologies attitude has made her an inspiration to millions of women and men. Here's the Ronda Rousey guide to being a total badass. Lesson number 1, break any and all barriers. UFC president Dana White once said women would never fight in the UFC. Well, that was until he met former Olympic judo medalist Ronda "Rowdy" Rousey. Not only did Rousey become the first woman to join the UFC, paving the way for 26 female fighters currently in the women's bantamweight, she also earned the respect of White, who now calls her the league's biggest star. Oh yeah, and she's currently their highest paid fighter. Lesson number 2, don't be afraid to call out any haters. Ronda Rousey had a lot to say about rival Floyd Mayweather when she received the ESPYs award for Best Fighter this year. She called out the boxer, who's pleaded guilty to several domestic violence charges on live TV.
I can't help but really say that I wonder how Floyd feels being beat by a woman for once.
The internet rallied behind Ronda's totally candid moment. The Vine of that diss has more than 11 million views. Lesson number 3, don't be afraid to take a man's work and make it your own. The UFC isn't the only male-dominated business being changed by the Rousey effect. Thanks to her roles in action films like Fast and Furious 7 and The Expendables, female fight scenes are no longer just known as cat fights, and her part in the upcoming Roadhouse remake is only more proof of that. Rousey will be taking up the lead role, which was originally Patrick Swayze's in the 80s hit. She's definitely no damsel in distress. Lesson number 4, respect your body for its strength, not just its beauty. Though Rousey is an occasional Sports Illustrated model, the UFC champion has admitted to dealing with cyberbullies who criticize her for her quote-unquote masculine figure. Rousey responded to critics by claiming she isn't a do-nothing bitch.
I have this one term for the kind of woman that my mother raised me to not be, and I call it a do-nothing bitch, or I call it a DNB a lot of the time. She's like the kind of chick that just tries to be pretty and be taken care of by somebody else.
The don't be a do-nothing bitch is now her signature motto. Lesson number 5, never apologize for being yourself. Though Rousey is possibly the most feared woman by, well, everyone, she has no problem showing her sensitive side. Like that time she told Ellen DeGeneres about crying before a fight.
I'm the biggest crier.
Me too. I cry a lot too. I think there's nothing wrong with being strong, and then you should be able to cry.
Yeah, especially like fight week when I'm about to fight, I'm the most emotional. Like my last fight, I totally cried the day before that.
Thank you, Ronda, for being a perfect balance of tough and real. A total badass indeed. Share with the most badass women you know.